Hello and welcome to the Anti-Stall Racing League RSS Formula Supreme series here on Thursday nights. It's round 10, the final round of the season for the RSS Formula Supreme series on the set, of course, of this season. So we've had 9 rounds so far. I haven't been here since the beginning. Sadly, I wish I could have been. I've been here, I think, since round 4? I think it's 4. Imola, I believe, was the first round I managed to cover, but we're here now for round number 10 at the Heart Lake Complex, which I have been trying to find information for. I've got a track map and everything for it. It's got some nice elevation. It's got 16 corners, and it's not real. It's a fictional track. It's been built here on Assetto Corsa. I'm not sure who by, sadly. I wish I had that information, but I just found it on Reddit. I'm going to go find it again then, as they all flood out now for qualifying for the final round of the season. So the guy's name is Alan 9331 on Reddit that has built this lovely circuit, and the reason it's got its name, the Heart Lake Complex, is because the lake in the middle of the circuit is shaped like a heart, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's a brilliant circuit. I've been watching them all get to know the circuit earlier in practice, an hour's worth of practice they all had learning the circuit. Obviously, when you haven't driven on a circuit and there's no reference points to the fact that you haven't been able to see it on the TV, there is a YouTube video out there that you can watch to learn the lines and the track. But most of this hour has been the drivers learning this brand new track to them, and it's been interesting to watch them learn how to drive these cars around it. It looks like a very good track. Looks like a very good track for overtaking. Hard and tyre wear too. There are some fast corners and some tight sections where some understeer, and also some good braking zones where moves can be completed. So, and some good long straights with the push to pass. So it should be a good race here today for round number 10. So Jansen won again. He won. It's been a few rounds since then, since he actually managed to take the top step. This is the first time he won since Hutchinson's joined, so I think that's about 4 rounds ago. So first time Jansen stood on the top step. We had a great freeway fight between himself, Hutchinson, and Phoenix at the last event at Road America. I'm going to say it wasn't Atlanta, it was America, that one that we were at last time, which had some fantastic battling. Those 3 battling throughout the race, as well as the rest of the field were involved in some of the battling. We didn't see too much of the rest of the field, sadly, as there was an incident behind, and the top 3 were nose to tail basically the whole race. So the whole 30-minute race, of course, one pit stop has to be made, which is basically just a stop and go almost for everybody. You literally just put a litre of fuel in. It only takes a couple seconds. It's like a Formula 1 pit stop, but they don't change any of the tyres or anything, which I think could be an interesting strategy. Not to change them here today, but as you can see there through that corner there, a lot of understeering, and again another hard corner on the front tyres. You would think there quite a lot of elevation change, as well as a lot of force going through these corners. Look at this, fast right into a braking zone, into another sort of a slow right here, but it's tough, and then there's another right. You go a bit off downhill and then back up the hill. And it's a double left here, but there's only like one apex which is there. Quite a fast circuit. Over 1 minute 26 should be the time they're aiming to go for. Hutchinson's time they're not coming through, and it's still going. So I'd say you went off somewhere and it's not counted the lap, as you can see. Turn 1 quite tightly through here. We're staying aboard now just for a quick lap of this track in the qualifying, just so everyone has an understanding of what this lap round here looks like. Here we go, long left here, that I think will ruin the tyres. Another, and the right, and then it's a slow right, but it's still quite a long corner. It just goes on forever, and then just put your foot down. Look at that, it's still continuing, it's still turning right now. So it's just a lot of corners here, 16 of them, but a lot of them fast. Here we go, another fast right here. That's not really too much of a corner, so that shouldn't affect highway too much, as Phoenix goes top for now, over 127.2. Then it's a slow right, then you've got to turn left here, and then long corner, and again, then back right again. It's a long one again. It's quite a slow, patient one. It's uphill as well as we go. There's a little crest into another right, then it goes downhill, then it goes back up, and then also left. Look at that, understeer there. Then you have to immediately change direction for that corner too. So there's a lot of quick corners that are quite long and they drag on. So these tyres I do feel will fade at some point maybe during the race, but we've learned earlier in the season that it is not worth pitting for tyres. So they're all going to be in the same boat, but it could be a race where people decide to try and be kinder to their tyres throughout the race. It might be a good tactic not to push full throttle all the time. Not sure what lap time he's going to do here because the timing has ruined itself down there, but Hutchinson P10 at the moment. Pole at the moment is Felix, as he is there just behind a car. It could be Leon in P7. No, Leon is in the pits, so I believe it might be Stefan. Nope. We could be doing this all day trying to work out exactly who it is. I'm glad no one has explained about the track yet. We're on board with Freddie. Durek has got a car to his outside. I think that might be... No, it's not Stefan. Stefan's there, so Stefan's coming to start a lap. Not sure who's it. Victor, maybe? No, Victor's in the pits. Not sure who... Oh, he was with Leon, so Leon's just come out of the pit. So Stefan has started his lap. There's the pit exit there. A bit on the racing line, so that could be an interesting to watch during the race. So I read that wrong. The Twitch chat said complained. Yeah, well, I think it's quite an interesting track. Very different. Jansen has just gone pole, and then there's a car in front of him, so that's into the gravel. He goes, and round he goes. It is meant to be a grade 1 type track for the FIA standards, the creator said, so lovely circuit. But yeah, no one's complained about the track yet, which is good. But yeah, it's different. It's cool, and this is what, you know, should be done online. We've got the ability to, so for people to building tracks like this, why not drive them and have some unique tracks that don't exist, that could exist, but it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. Circuit, definitely different, and it's a challenge. But the racing, it all depends on how the racing goes, and I think looking at the circuit, the racing could be quite good. If it's anything like last week, then I'll be more than happy with 8.5 minutes to go. We're on board with Freddie. Dango, Stefan goes P6. Where does Freddie go? As he crosses the line now, 27.1 goes P3. Good time for him. It's a big moment for McLaren. They're on the accelerator. What car is everybody in? He's going to start a lap now. So Kazuma's in the red one. Chris is that one. Hutchinson will be in a white one too. Leon will be in a yellow one. Alex will be blue. Kevin is in the orange and black one. Mark, I believe, is in white. It's white and grey. Yep. So Peter's in the blue. Stefan's also in yellow. Derek is in black, and I believe Phoenix is in the same colour there. Jansen will be purple and blue. Claren is also the same as Turek. Lovely. So we're working out a little wide there for McLaren. It's not showing me his lap time now, sadly. We will find someone that's lap time was on. Kevin's has a lap time happening right now. Bit of a moment there as he comes through corners. A little slow I feel through there, and a massive understeer wide he goes. Big sausage curve there, and that sent him straight into the wall. Okay, lovely, and that's his lap done. It's unfortunate, but obviously a message there not to touch as the direct at the moment. Not to touch the big sausage curbs there. I think we've just learnt they are not something to mess with. Yeah, interesting that fictional tracks could be less popular. I would have thought people would be quite open to them, but yeah, I can see why. I guess people always want to race on circuits that exist and the heritage of them all, but smart to not always race on them. As Jansen's on the lap, we've learned not to touch that sausage curb to the left of us there, because you end up in the wall like Kevin did. It's a good time to learn it in qualifying. Of course, Jurek, I think, just had a moment, or he's just stopped. He's in the pits now, and so is Mark. So they both into the pits with 6 minutes to go. It's a minute, and just well about a minute 30, obviously, when you're coming out the pits for a lap round here. What is Jansen going to do then? He was top in practice, but I noticed he used some push to passes in practice to get the top time. He does do a 26.3 6-6, which puts him 3/10 clear of Phoenix at the moment. Hutchinson was on a lap 2, and we'll see where he goes now. So we're on board with, well, these two are the only ones that have won so far this season. I think Bits is on, Jansen's on 6 wins, I believe, and I think it's 3 for Hutchinson, if I'm not wrong. It's a Heart Lake Complex is the circuit. As Hutchinson comes to the line, what's he going to do? 26.759, keeps himself in P3. It is his personal best, but he stays third for now. Where is anybody else close to finishing a lap? Peter's in the pits. Stefan's not anywhere near. Leon's out on track. We do have 16 cars here today. So this championship ran through and over Christmas. Anybody on a lap? Alexis is on a lap. He's just begun though, not near the end of it. Dorak not on one. Is Hutchinson going again maybe? I wonder. I think those two might have gone again. We'll see. If they were Jansen, they would have pitted if they weren't on a lap anyway, with 4.5 minutes to go. Yeah, I've never seen it either, Elias, but learning it's quite a good track here. He's going to cross the line and do about a 27, I think that was. Quite a cool track, never driven it obviously. Never had it on anything, but it's seeming pretty cool. And there is the link for it there, thank you. And Hutchinson's decided that that's a no on his lap. Leon was on one, but it's come out in the pit. So it's down to Alexis now. Just P11 at the moment. Big lift through here, big lift through there. Bit of understeer, but not using all the track. Quite a big lift, still probably learning the circuit. Gotta get the right line through here. And of course, learning the circuit with this car is quite difficult too. It's quite a hard car to drive. From what I've noticed, it understeers quite a bit. Also, you can't be too throttle happy with this car, and that's why that's going to be the wall, Alexis. And he committed. He committed. I'll give him that. I will give him a commit there to finishing that lap. Freddie's on a lap then. P4 at the moment. Haven't seen this name during the season yet, so this could be his first race in the last round of the series, but it's always good to have new people joining continuously throughout the season. As Freddie comes to the line now, doesn't stay to the inside of the wall, goes to the racing line to continue to another lap maybe. As he crosses the line, it doesn't tell me if his time's gone any quicker, so I assume he hasn't. Anybody on one? Mark, Peter, Stefan. Notice we haven't got Sebastian here today, so Stefan can claw back some points, which is now, by the way, the battle for P3 in the championship, because Hutchinson is now P2 in the series, so that means that it's a bit harder for the rest of the field to get to P2 now. It's between Jansen's won the championship obviously, and after all his wins, and Hutchinson taking second now seems pretty set, but I do believe the battle is on for third between Stefan and Sebastian. If I'm not wrong, I do wonder where Phoenix is in that battle, as he's been doing pretty well as of late. Tristan Conning, that's actually the battle for P4, and he's not going to be here today, is he? So no, so let's say that battle for P3 is also pretty much over for that one, looking at it there. Unfortunate, but that's been a good championship with some good fighting throughout. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see how this race goes, how much battle there are. Quite long straights, flowing corners. Push to pass, always a good thing to have in these cars. Does look very difficult though. The track's quite wide too, so I think there might be some good side-by-side action during. Hutchinson's just gone P2, and then we go on board, and that's what I mean by the being a bit happy on the throttle, can spin round. That will be his qualifying over, so the top three are set unless Freddie can do anything about it. So Bits will be taking the pole here, followed by Hutchinson just a tenth back, and then 2 tenths back from there is Phoenix. So again, Phoenix has got himself right up there with the top 2, just like he did in the last race. So over the past 2 races, Phoenix has definitely found something. Freddie, I believe in his first race, currently in P4, looks pretty set at the moment with 23 seconds to go. He could get another one in maybe as he comes to the line, the last 2 corners now. He could get another one in. Someone in front of him, I think, just went into the pits, if I'm not wrong, or they did go into the pits. 2 cars running very wide in the background. Freddie's gone P2. He has split the top 2. He's split the top 2 in the championship. The only race winners so far this season have been split by Freddie going into P2 with us 126.4. We couldn't tell that because the time had gone. That's Durex qualifying over as he crosses the line, so that's interesting. He actually did cross the line in time to get another lap in, but he's definitely going for a slow lap now. McLaren is on one. Alexis getting out of the way, I think, of Leon. Thomas is on the end of his lap now, around the last 2 corners, but it's also 1 because there's only 1 apex there. To the line. He's not going to be fighting for the top 3 positions, but he does get P10. Is McLaren on a lap? It's Peter's on a lap though for P9. Comes around the last 2 corners. Where does Peter put himself? He's currently P9. Comes to the line now. Does he beat his best time? He stays P9. Doesn't beat his time. Was a 10th off McLaren to the last corner. I can't see his timing, so we have to just see when he crosses the line. If he goes up the leaderboard, he beats his best time, but stays P7, just a 100th, well, less than that. It's 5,000th away from P6. Leon is the last one to cross the line. Doesn't tell me if he's going any quicker. He does go to P12, improves, and will take 12th position. Freddie on his slowdown lap after claiming P2. Hello, Niels.
Oh, great time to join. Right
Perfect timing, yeah.
Yeah. Try to a bit. It's a funny track. I don't know how much you've talked about it.
A little bit, yeah. I've been intrigued by it, so I've had a few discussions about it. It's been...
Yeah, and you mentioned to me that you don't think this is real, and I don't think so neither.
No, it's fictional.
Google search on that it looks like it is something that's made for a set of courses, sorry. But I can tell you that it gets its name from the heart-shaped lake in the middle of the track.
We've both done our research. Look at that. I found out the same information, so there we go.
That's about the only thing I figured out about that track. 5.3 kilometers.
It's a very good track. It's very fast, we've learned. Lots of quite good elevation, I'd say. Lots of fast, long corners too, so a lot of patience is needed. Long straights, so there could be some overtaking. It's quite a fast circuit. There's not too many heavy braking zones. There's 1 or 2, so I do think we can have some passing, but it's also wide too, so I think we can have some good side-by-side racing, so that should be good.
Yeah, looking at the track map, it does look like a fast circuit, not a lot of heavy braking zones, as you mentioned. Some slow corners, of course, but it's what you need on every track, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw turn 2 is basically the first corner. It's the first braking zone, so that should be after the first long straight. That could be where some of the passes are made. And then turns 13 and 14 seem to be another good place for some overtaking. As we are on the grid then for the final round of the season.
Will the lights come on?
Might just go green.
We're waiting. We might be missing someone as Leon disconnects from the server.
Yeah, we lost Leon.
It's odd time to join.
Lost
yeah, we can still in the grid. Do we know?
Yeah, the lights are coming on then.
Oh yeah, they.
Final rounds away. Here we go then for the final time in the Formula Series. Immediately, it looks a bit chaotic in turn 1. 3 wide into turn 2. There's a little bit of contact, but everybody seems fine. I wonder if it's all fine further back. It does seem that way, as everybody seems to have got around the first 2 corners. Janssen's got a bit of a gap, I must say. Durex now going into P2, round the outside of Hutchinson. Fandango has gone down. There's a few... Wow, I don't know where those cars have gone. Phoenix has disappeared off the road. He will rejoin the circuit. Peter's gone with him. Victor's gone off too. So 3 cars are involved there. Someone else is involved. So I think 4 cars are involved in that one.
Yeah, not the start that Fandango was looking to have. Immediately down to P4 from second place in the grid. But Vince is leading still with a comfortable 1.5 second lead. And we know that it's not a driver that you want to get away. Especially not when you have people behind battling you for position. It's only gonna hurt you at the end of the race. But Hutchinson, I think, it's one of the drivers that we're gonna see make a fight for P1. Perhaps Fandango as well. We haven't had him in the race before, have we?
No, it's a new name for me to see. So he has split them. So it's very intriguing to see that he's immediately split them. He's also back up to third straight away. So see if he can tag along with Hutchinson and catch up. We would have seen Phoenix in that fight too. So it could have been a 4-way fight as Phoenix now has made his way up to P11 and is trying to pass a few more cars here for P10 out the last corners. One goes wide. I wonder if he will be able to get the slipstream into turns 1 and 2. Goes to the inside, which will become the outside. But he's going to go through, I think, maybe here. If he could hang around the outside, do a little cut back there. That is lovely done. He's going to be followed through as well by Tuis. Is into P10 now goes Phoenix. I wonder if he's got any damage from the first lap incident, but he's going to make his way through the field. McLaren's side by side with Stefan now.
It's that we don't get to see the replay of that move. That was superb from Phoenix, I must say. Lovely undercut.
McLaren thinks about a move up the inside. Stefan's gone wide, trying to cover him off, and McLaren will have the place. Already quite a few overtakes as all the drivers are also trying to learn learn where they can overtake. And yeah, it seems like they're just everyone's gonna put their nose in and see where it's possible at the moment. So push to pass, of course, being used. 10 for everybody. A few people already using there. Stefan now to the outside. This is what I mean. Oh, has he had a bit of contact there? He's all the way, doesn't hit the gravel. I'm not sure if they had contact or it was just a reaction moment there. Yeah.
Almost into the gravel, which never becomes to the wall.
Fastest lap has
So
gone to Hutchinson.
Change in the lead. Fandango up into P3 now, with Durek following him. How close are they? Pretty close, I must say. But still, Vince with a bit of lead, 1 second gap down to Hutchinson.
1 second gap, but Hutchinson's just done the fastest lap of the race, only by a couple of tenths, but he has brought the gap slightly down, which could be interesting because obviously you just want to keep everyone in the sights with the 30 with the pit stop happening at some point. I believe, if I'm not wrong, the pit stop will have to happen. Yes, it happens after 5 minutes of the race, so in the next minute the pit window will open. We have seen people pit early in the pit window, like immediately as soon as it opens. So that's a tactic that Kevin did before Road Atlanta, and it worked really, really well. As Grulish has now got Jason, McLaren's in the wall there. Rejoins now in P8, but probably some damage. He's now got Phoenix trying to pass him, and yeah, off the road goes McLaren. So no, he's no spun. That's unfortunate. He spun, and Alexis
was taking someone out with him.
Yeah,
that's Alexis. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
And McLaren is out. I'm not sure if there was any contact between him and Stefan.
No, but you saw McLaren go straight into the pits. How that's Alexis now has a bit of a moment with.
He has a moment, and now Alexis is out.
Into the pit. Okay, so that's just them going straight into the pits.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate there. That could be in retaliation to some damage after the incident there with McLaren. The fast lap just went to Fandango in P3, by the way, which is something to note as they close in. They have closed in on Jansen, so it's really unfortunate to see 2 cars out in an incident there, which looked pretty racing incident-like.
You get instantly towed when you have a meatball in a Assetto Corsa?
I'm not sure. I've never driven a Assetto Corsa, really.
I mean,
not enough. I know that I did look at the stats and I saw that damage was on 50%, so I don't know if damage is a little bit limited because of that. So, but I do think there was a big enough hit to create some damage, you would have to say.
Yeah, I hit straight into the rear tire. That must do some kind of damage, I would assume.
They're out. We can see the top 4 in one shot there. The top 2 have closed. Sorry, second and third have closed on the leader. I argued earlier with myself in practice that you would want to take it cautious around here, because I'll take you on board of a lap in a second with Fandango here. As you can see, the top 2 just ahead. It's quite a fast circuit, and I do believe, I'm not sure if you agree with me here, that tyre wear, I know they don't pit for tyres because it's not worth it, but tyre wear is going to be an issue, so saving your tyres could be a big thing. As you can see, these up ahead pretty close, but you'll see around this circuit what I mean by how hard the tyres are, because obviously it's all about the amount of force and pressure you put through them. Is it a move for the lead in front of us, actually? And Hudgson's through on the inside. He's got him. But
Ben still has the inside for the next corner here, so he might be able to fight back. And it looks like he has done so. They're still side by side. Down towards, is that going to be turn 5, I think? A right-hander, so Ben's lucky that he still has the inside, and will actually have the inside for this next corner as well. So a lot of right-hand corners next to each other, but that Hutchinson around the outside, not making a move. What a battle we're witnessing right now.
Side by side,
half the lap.
Fandango's going to get involved here.
Yeah, talking about tyre wear, that's not something the tyres are going to love. Incredibly hard battle between the two, and I don't think that's done just yet, just because Hutchinson is in front. But yeah, you mentioned it's a fast track, so of course it's going to be a lot of tyre wear, but is it going to be too hard on the tyres? It's just a 30 minutes race, I say. In quotation marks, you could
yes
perhaps say. It's still a long time, and I think the tires will take a beating, but the question is, will they be so bad, in such a bad condition, that it's worth to actually take the tires, especially when you have a close competition like we have right now with 3 people right next to each other. We've seen
he's got
effect like
well, Fandango's going for there. I've just noticed Phoenix is out. He got all the way up to P7, but is now out of the race, sadly.
Completely disconnected.
Victor, I believe, was in the wall, I noticed, at turns 1. Or sorry, 2, but he looks like he's out. So Phoenix, I'm not sure what's happened, but he is sadly out of this race. He had climbed back up to the top 7, but here we go for second place now up the inside. Not able to do so. But another three-way battle. Second week in a row. Alright, 3 different drivers, but second week in a row we're having a fight for the lead between 3 cars.
Yeah, so one thing you might be paying attention to is the push and pass. It's Benz with 10 left, then Hutchinson with 9, and then Fandango with only 6 left. So, question is, will Fandango be able to keep up when he doesn't have enough push to passes left?
Yeah, this was the thing last week. Jansen managed to save 2 extra more than Hutchinson last week, so he was able to use it near the end to defend and pull away a slight bit. And Phoenix dropped back slightly after he ran out of his, so he is a good point to bring up. And yeah, I do think that it will become part of this race. It is a strategy to hold on to your push to pass. So if I was Fandango right now, I wouldn't be using any more of his and just stay on the back of these 2 really for now. He's close enough. Jansen's sort of got the upper hand. Obviously, 1's not too bad for Hutchinson. He's got the track position at the moment. And there's a move up the inside. I think Bits is using one of his push to pass, but as he was doing it, he's definitely using it to defend there, which is a perfect example there. Instead of it being push to pass, absolutely uses one to defend position from Freddie. And there's a slight move. They touch. Jansen spins Hutchinson and they crash.
Yeah, there's 2 contacts there, and that makes Hutchinson turn around. That's not something he's gonna like. Might be protesting that after the race. I don't think we don't have live steering for this race, do we?
No, not live. But that was the
iRacing race.
Jansen's waiting for him massively. That was the first time this season, after all their racing, that they've actually had an incident. It's taken most of the season for them to finally actually touch, and sadly it happened there. Just a slight touch to the back wheels, spins them into each other, and now obviously Jansen's done the right thing and let him go, and he's lost a lot of time. Obviously they're both damaged, and you could argue that their races is are gone for the lead for now. But yeah, he at least waits. But Jansen's now down to 5th because of it. Hutchinson's 3rd, Durek's P2, and 1st is now Freddie, and he has got to run away while he's got the opportunity. Hutchinson's Hutchinson's pitted, and he's crashed in the pits.
No, I think he might just be pitting.
Well,
to get that mandatory pit stop in, as he's already had a bad lap. There's no reason for him to stay out and then lose time later on. Let's see. Could be a fast 1 liter. It looks like it's going to be more than a 1 liter.
Yeah, I think he's
up.
Having to fix some of the damage. I feel that this is what's happening here.
I'd say it was a bit of hard contact that they had.
Jansen has now passed Stefan for P3. Also used another push to pass there, as you can see the light flashing. Big slide there for Stefan. The exact corner that Jansen and Hutchinson made contact last time round. Hutchinson now back out onto the circuit in P8. Lead gap 2.8. Brooks found himself in a podium position out of nowhere now. He'll be very happy with that. He is currently, I believe, P5 in the championship, and if I'm not wrong, as I'm going to double check it, as Sebastian's not here, he's obviously not gaining any points, so this would be a big points haul right now.
I'll talk a bit about the championship. That might be something that Binz took into consideration when he was waiting for Hutchinson. Of course, he's already won the championship, leading with 196 points now, and Hutchinson having 108.
Oh,
so there's nothing to be lost there, really. So
we've lost Jansen. He's pitted and he's disconnected or DNF'd, so he's gone.
Bin's going to be out of the final race.
So I think Bitz is out, so he won't win. It's going to be a push for Hutchinson now to get to the win. We could have, in the last round of the season, our 3rd different winner. Hutchinson now losing a push to pass up the inside for turn 2, where I thought all the passing would be. Kevin holding it around the outside. He is battling Kevin. Let's see how long Kevin holds on for. The outside, which will become the inside. That looks a bit difficult, but he's now made the move. He's up the inside. Kevin runs wide. Can he go a bit deep, sort of, to get a nice run on the exit here? No, I don't think that's going to be possible. That is... He
tried to go for a bit of a...
He's using a push to pass, Kevin. He's made it.
He's going to have a go here.
He's passed,
around
but
the
on
outside,
the braking... Oh, he's done a cutback. Hutchinson's not made the corner. Kevin's got it back. Lovely. Lovely by Kevin there.
And it just shows that just because you're not at the front of the field doesn't mean that you can't have proper good racing.
Yes, completely.
It's really getting into the rearview mirrors of Hutchinson, and just loving that he gets to battle on one of the leaders.
Stefan's pitted now for his pit stop. He was in P3. We'll see where he comes out in retrospective with Hutchinson. That could be interesting. Kevin, wonder how long he'll stay out here, because obviously to Hutchinson, he's just slowing him down. That's very close. The pit entry is to the right of us now. He's not going in, so can Kevin hold Hutchinson up for another lap? I think Stefan is already out onto the circuit. He is to the inside. This will be for turns number 2. Will Kevin get the cut back on him again? Yes, he does. They're still side by side now, though, so Hutchinson's a bit further alongside than he was last time. Now, you both using a push to pass as their lights flash. Oh, they've touched! Hutchinson saves it! Out of the wall, does he save it? He does, and he's stops and goes to the pits and has decided that's
just going to give up. That's unfortunate. It was lovely racing, and the exact same move that we saw Phoenix do early on. Of course, it was a bit of a cleaner move when he...
Well, that one was, I think, a bit unfortunate. There's not too much Kevin.
Yeah, of course, it's of course fortunate with the contact, but it was still a clean move from Kevin. Some unfortunate contact, that it's just one of those times where it's a small touch that just leads to a big outcome.
It's a fast corner, so Kevin's always going to understeer, and they're side by side. It's not like he's tried to hit him or wanted to hit him, but that's obviously Hutchinson, after having already been taken out maybe for no fault of his own, decided that that's that for him. He will stay, obviously, I believe, P2 in this championship. Obviously, Jansen as well will stay P1. So for to them, they can afford to not finish this race and still be absolutely fine, as P3 isn't here in the championship, so that's fine. Those P4, so they're fine there. But we will have then a new winner.
Yeah, we absolutely will. The two previous winners are now out. But yeah, right, as you rightly mentioned, P1, 2, and 3 in the championship has already been decided. The only thing that could have happened was if Sebastian van den Heuvel and Tristan Kroning joined this race, and they could potentially have been fighting those two, and Sebastian could have got up into P2 and overtaken Hutchinson if he'd had the pace and perhaps even a bit of luck from Hutchinson not performing today. But that's not going to happen. So P1, 2, and 3 is.
So Kevin, all right. So I didn't notice this, but so Kevin that was a battle for position. Kevin has already done a pit stop. Stefan's done 2, so that's why he's further back at P6 then. And Mark's also done 1 in P4, so that was a battle for the top 3 haven't pitted yet, but that battle was for position on track. I thought Kevin might have to pit, but no, he didn't. That was completely position on the circuit.
I didn't think that Kevin had pitted neither, but he is. I'd say that he's notorious for pitting early in these races.
Yes, I agree with you there. So we might have just missed it while we were busy watching the leaders collide or any other battle that there was happening. So yeah, so a few as well. I didn't notice that Mark had pitted too, but Mark is 3 seconds up the road from Kevin, so it all does fit that they have done a pit stop. As Kevin now uses another push to pass. The battle happens there for P8 there. Kevin's only got 4 left. It's wide they go. That looks like a very difficult corner. We've seen quite a few cars now go wide already on that turn. We are past the halfway mark for the race, so.
And does that have something to do with them not being using push to pass on that start finish straight? I'm not sure where they use that in the qualifying, primarily because I haven't driven this track before and I didn't watch qualifying. But I guess that's something that could play a role, and I think that might be something that played a role as well in the crash between Kevin Stam and Hutchinson. Just it is still a corner that you need to turn for, and perhaps that's why Kevin Stam understeered into Hutchinson.
Yeah, also from the camera angle, it looks like a bit off camber too. And here we go for P6 possibly. Does Peter try and pass? Does he launch one up the inside? Here we go. He does. Does he make the corner? He does. No, maybe it's not off camber. It doesn't seem maybe it's not off camber, but they do dip down a little bit through here. But yeah, I'm not sure why they're missing a few of the apexes, as P2 has now done his pit stop. You can see why I missed the pits, because he's already back out. He does stay in P2 as well. P3 still has to pit. But it means there is a 31-second gap.
As well,
yeah, so he was 4 seconds behind, and now he's got a 31-second gap. So if someone wants to do that maths, I'm pretty certain it's 27 seconds for a pit stop here as battle for P6 continues. Oh no, he spun! Peter spun round! Into the wall he goes! Wonder how much damage that'll be. You just completed the move. He doesn't pit for repairs. There, that is very unfortunate. You're just done the move to pass him. I'm still not exactly sure what happened to Phoenix. Oh, here we go. Does it do an onboard for where they let? Yes. So Victor was in the wall at the exit turn 1, and this is the last couple of corners where I think Phoenix must have had a crash. Maybe at the exact same place that Peter just had his there. So Kevin's closing Mark down for P4, I've noticed. We'll see. Kevin trying to get inside the top 5 for the picture on Instagram, as he always likes to try and get in those.
Just to go back a bit to what you talked about in the beginning of this race, of course, it's as we mentioned before this race even started, it's not a real track, so you don't have anything to refer to. You don't have any reference point as you do at Bahrain, for example. You see where the real Formula 1 car drivers go for moves, and of course you can translate that to something like these RSS cars. But I don't think because they're not used to this track, I don't think they know where they can go for a move and where it would make sense to go for a move. And it's a bit of a gut feeling from both drivers. And then of course, one thing is to overtake, and the other thing is for people to be aware that you have an overtaking car, because it goes so fast in something like these Formula Supreme, especially when you have push to pass. Suddenly you have a car at the inside, and I think that's why we see some of the contacts that we perhaps might not see on some of the other tracks.
The top two and top first and second have first and third, sorry, have pitted now as well. I do believe so. I do think everybody has done their pit stops, and this is the order we have with 9 minutes to go. So the leader, I'm very confused. I'm pretty certain Dorak came out. Okay, so the leader's changed. So maybe has Freddie pitted and changed tyres, because he's come out about 6 seconds back and is rapidly closing too, maybe. Well, not rapidly, but it's closing, I'd say. So wonder what time he does. 35.
Had the fastest lap of the race, and Fandango didn't. Can we see where the pit stops are? Does you show in your telemetry? You have a different tab, don't you?
I can see where the programs. I've got pit stops, so I've just got the one.
Yeah, there we see it. So everybody has stopped apart from Born in Phoenix, but they're not in the race anymore, sadly. So, oh, sorry, it's only Phoenix that we are missing.
Tire age, Durex. Durex tire age is 2, but I don't feel like he pitted for tires. And this says 14, so I'm confused about this. But does that mean?
Seen before that this doesn't
fully work?
It's no, it doesn't fully work.
Yeah, but I do think Freddie here is pitted for tires, because he was.
Yeah, he was far ahead.
He was 4 seconds ahead before the pit stops, and has come out 6 seconds behind the car that he was 4 seconds ahead. So that's at least 10-ish or more seconds. He's now 5, obviously, but I do think that's enough time for maybe pit stop with tires. He's now having to close him down, which he's doing, but the car back is Kazuma, he's 21 seconds back. So I do wonder. Mark's also been passed by Kevin. Don't know when that was. That means Mark might have made a mistake, because it's a 5-second gap, and Mark's lap times were good enough to be keeping the gap at 3 seconds. So maybe a mistake has happened there. Interesting. It's all changed about again. So that was a minute. I said a couple of minutes ago that we've got the order, but no, it's actually not how I thought it was. And with 6 minutes to go now, the order's changed again, and we have got a battle for the lead. We will have a first-time winner in the series, but I'm not sure who it will be yet, as Mark has crashed going into the pit lane. So I do think he must have made a mistake before, and that caused some damage, and he's obviously dropped it trying to go repair that damage. So sadly, his Mark was in P4, and it doesn't look like that's going to be possible now. Kevin looks pretty set in 4th. He is only 4 seconds back. He could try and launch an attack for P3 and get on a podium, as both the top two use their pushes to pass with 6 seconds, the gap.
Of course, Kevin is close enough, but he's also 4 push to passes behind Cosmo, so it's going to be incredibly difficult for Kevin to get past.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, very much agreed.
Of course, you could say the same about the P1. They have an equal amount of push to passes left, but there's still a 6-second gap. But of course, it goes back to the old saying: to finish first, you first have to finish. So that is still valid.
Yeah,
with 5.5 minutes left. Sorry.
We started with about 15 cars, and well, we have 8 left now in the race. So it has been one of those races somehow. I didn't see this coming at all, but yeah.
No, I just want to mention the track once again. I don't think it's a real track. Of course, it does look like a nice track, but it's not something I would imagine Fly Emirates and Rolex to sponsor. And especially not Pirelli with that big bridge you're going to see coming up very soon. See?
Yeah, I saw on the thing, it's somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it's, yeah, you're right. Is it here? No, that's the, there's that one. No, yeah, I saw
Don't
that it
remember
was.
it
It's
is.
it's meant to be a sort of grade 1 track for the FIA makeup, but yeah,
Well, it has provided some great racing, I would say. But
yeah.
there it is.
There it is. There's the bridge.
Great big Pirelli bridge.
We knew we'd find it.
If you wait long enough. And of course, the big Assetto Corsa banner on the start finish. But it's a fun track. It's nice to see that you're able to do something like this in a sim race.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, making an actual track.
Make your own track. You don't have to use something that already exists, of course. It's nice to be able to go around something like Silverstone, but it's also something new to go around the track that basically no one has gone around, and really shows perhaps not who's a better racer, but who's quick at adapting and finding pace.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. I like the idea of being able to create your own circuits and then going to race them. You let your imagination flow. And we talk about sometimes how new tracks are difficult and they're not as fun, or there's no overtaking. Well, no, here he's got being able to build a circuit to exactly how he wants it, and pretty cool. I think, yeah, obviously we had some incidents, but incidents means for close cars, so. And if the moves were pulled off, it would have been some good racing. It has caused some drama here, so it's done its job, this track, I'd say. Don't think we're going to get much of a fight for the here. I thought Freddie would close Dorek up, but it's not happening, and Dorek looking like he could get his first win of the season, P5 in the championship. I didn't think it would be enough points to get to P3, but then I didn't calculate him taking the win, to be fair.
No, it is the only thing that would allow Dorek to get up into P3. There's a 20 point gap difference between those drivers, and of course we had Phoenix, Hutchinson, Binz, and well, Fandango as well, but Fandango has dropped off for some reason, sadly, I would say. And then we of course had the incident early on with Hutchinson and Binz.
I think he won't get P3, but he looks like he will get P4 in the standings.
Oh yeah,
this.
P4, sorry, exactly. But that's what something like this brings us. You have upset sometimes. Of course, a win is a win, and he's going to be happy to win the final race of this season, but he may would have loved a bit more battle.
Well, yeah, he still had to outpace Freddie here in this last stint, so... And he did push for
he has shown great play.
He was P2 at the start of the race. He had a great start, so... He's kept his nose.
He also has the fastest lap, right?
I'm not sure if he has the fastest lap. He has the fastest lap at this moment in time, but I think the fastest lap was set at the beginning of the race by Hutchinson. When he goes...
I've seen him go purple.
Yeah, when he goes purple, it's purple to himself.
Ah, okay, so it's not overall.
If it's overall, it should come up. He now has the fast lap of the race, though, as we're talking about it, because it's come up. So, yeah, he's taken the fast lap of the race here and the win. So that's always nice to have. Well, possible win, obviously P1 at the moment, but that is... So he is fast. He is setting some good lap times, and that is why Freddie's not able to stay with him here.
Yeah, it's not a fluke from Dorek. Oh, it's a bit wide.
Yeah. All he's got to do is now just keep it on the road with a minute to go. I'm not sure if this will be his last lap. I'm not sure when he crossed the line, if he crossed it with a minute and 27 to go or not.
He might have one more left.
Where is he on the track? He's coming into this quite difficult corner of turn 7 through 8. Yeah, quite a long 8 into 9. I believe up till 10. So no, there's no way he's going to get to the line in time. So I do believe this should be the final lap. Go through 12 as well. Yeah, this 28 seconds to go. There's no way he's making it round the entire fast section, long straight bit in 24 seconds. So this should be the final lap, I believe, for Dorek. Take his first win of the season on the last round.
Yeah, one more lap left, right?
I think he's... Oh, God, I don't know if he's going to make it in time. I'm very confused here if he's going to be one more. He's chooses to push the pass. He crosses the line. And it's the final lap. So it is the final lap now. That, I'm not sure. He's crossed the line dead on. I didn't think he'd make it round in time for it to be... Okay. final lap of the race then. So one more
But if
tour.
he would have waited a bit, that would have been the fastest final lap, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if he didn't
If he
use his
crossed the slot.
if he didn't use his push to pass, I think that would have been the final. So
Because he's gonna go for a parade lap. I'm sure he will enjoy that one. 9.5-second gap down to P2. And then Fandango with a 28-second gap to Cosmo. So, not very big fighting between any of these drivers. Could you perhaps go back to Durag? Okay, so he's already gone past it. There's actually an advertisement for a subreddit. I think it was r/track design.
Oh, there'll be another one later in the lap as well.
Big purple banner with some white text.
I think there should be another one at the end of this straight. Oh, I thought there it is.
Racetrack design. If anybody's interested in that. It's gonna be the final corner he's going through now. Oh, 2 final corners, and he's not hit the wall, so that's gonna be P1 for Durag. He's his first win and our 3rd winner of this Formula Supreme RSS Championship. And that also means that he's gonna be moving up into P4 in the championship standings as he tries to do a bit of a drift, but of course you can't do that in a Formula car. But a nice attempt nonetheless. Freddy Fandango, P2 on his first appearance, so great race from him as well. I would love to hear what happened to him, but because he was leading by quite a large margin before he pitted, but something must have happened. And then we have Cosmo crossing the line. 26 seconds behind, he's gonna get into P3. There he is. So let's see, Cosmo, he is gonna get 15 points, so he's gonna have 27, which means he's gonna go up into P11, passing Leon van Elwood in the championship standings. Then there's Kevin Stam in P4. It's a lovely drive from Kevin as well, actually. But he is, of course, behind Durag in the championships, so he's not going to be able to pass anyone. Fortunately, as we have some contact here. See if he's still able to do some donuts. No pit wall to tell them no.
Yeah,
Maybe
no pit wall to tell them no.
I've seen better donuts, but I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. Nonetheless, so that's gonna be it. We don't have anyone on track anymore, do we? No. Everybody has finished, and those that haven't finished, of course, get a DNF. So 8 races left of our 15 grid field. Because we lost Phoenix, Hutchinson, and Benz during the race, which is quite unfortunate, but leaves some good racing between the rest of the field. Which, we say it once again, leads to Durag to get his first win in this championship. Peter Madison, driver still on track. I'm gonna see if we can get a bit of an interview going on. So it's Cosmo, Fandango, and Durag. Let's see if we can find those guys. Oh, I see Freddy is actually in the chat. I'm gonna ask him real quick. Cause a bit of a struggle with not in the voice.
Yeah, I've just seen that he says about how he doesn't understand why his car was stuck so stationary for so long in the pit. So
yeah, so perhaps he wasn't even changing tires.
Yeah, maybe not.
But could that be because he took too much fuel and then they started fueling the car completely instead of just going 1 liter stop and go? Oh, there he is. Uh, see if I can get this to work. There he is. Hey, Freddie.
Hi, Hazel.
So you got P2 in this race, and it's your first time driving in the RSS Formula Supreme Championship. Is that ship? Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. How was your race? You were leading by quite a big margin before you went into the pits, and then I see you put in the chat that you had some difficulties. So could you
Yeah, for
elaborate on
some
that?
reason the car was stuck in the pits for a long time. I don't know why. But I lost the lead in the pits. Obviously, that was pretty obvious to everyone and myself. And I just couldn't make up the margin at the end because the tires started to go off, and between traffic and pushing hard, I just burnt out the tire. So I had to settle for second. I feel I was lucky enough to get P1 when the two leaders took each other out. So that was by my luck, but yeah, I was aiming for second about or third today. So it was a good day, good result.
Yeah, that's lovely to hear. We were wondering if you took tires, but doesn't hear that that you did
I
that.
think what I might have done wrong is I might have added too much fuel in the second stint because I didn't know how much exactly to put in, so I didn't want to put too little in. So I filled it up a little bit extra. So, but when I finished, I think I had something like 7 or 8 minutes fuel left. So that I don't know if that makes the difference, but yeah, so we learn.
I think it's a common thread for most of these guys. You just go for 1 liter and off you go again.
Oh, you see, I
It
didn't
is,
know that.
yeah, no, that's I'd say that's a crucial tactic to know. We talked about the track early on. It's not a real track. It's one that's made by some guy. I have no idea who it is. But what do you think of the track? How's it racing on it? Of course, you don't have anything
It's fun.
to refer it to.
Yeah, you can't compare it to anything in real life, but I like the deviations, I like the straights, the fast corners, and then the slow. It's a very good track. First time I've raced on it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And how did you find the racing with other people?
Well, I got a good start initially, and then that I got mugged into turn one, and then I just tried to keep up with the top guys in the front, and I noticed after a while we were pulling away from the rest of the pack, and they were battling, and I was trying to keep up in case they make mistakes and maybe hit each other, which they did, and I was lucky enough to avoid that accident. But it was close. It was very close. Very good racing.
Yeah, very nice to see that someone was up there with our 2 liters that has been showing some great pace for the rest of the season. But thank you for the interview. I think we'll have Cosmo now joining us.
Thanks. Have a nice day, guys.
You too.
Hi.
That is Cosmo now joining us. Welcome to the race. The race interview. Sorry, it's a bit late. Yeah, we just talked to Fandango. We had a battle with the leaders that unfortunately crashed, which led to a lot of people getting to take our podium position instead of the usual 2 people. What do you think of the race, and what do you think of the track in general? It's not a real track, so as I said to Fandango, it's you don't have anything to compare to in real life with real racing, but yeah, you kind of have to come up with your own strategy and your own way of approaching this race. And how did that play out for you?
Yeah, actually, I don't know how I ended up in P3 because I was behind Kevin and Mark, I think, before the pit stops, but I somehow undercut them, no, overcut them because I pitted late, and then when I came out of the pits, I was in front of them. But maybe they had a slow pit stop. I did more fuel. I don't know. Maybe they made some mistakes, but I think the key for the podium was consistency. I didn't really have any big mistakes. Yeah, about the track, actually I really like the track. It has a great flow, good fast corners.
Yeah, and did you get to battle a lot of people? We had a lot of people that went out. We went from a 15 car grid to 8 people that then got to survive the lap. And
Yeah,
how
I
did
had
it
had some incidents the first lap. I almost crashed into a car who spin in the quick hairpin. I just barely could avoid it, but I managed to somehow survive that first chaos.
Great to hear. I think I don't have a lot of other questions. Do you have anything, Wes?
How was the track? Did you enjoy it? Did you like how it flowed well? Or?
Yeah, I really enjoy the track. The flow is really really good, and actually I got really tired after the race.
Was tire wear an issue at all? Did they slowly run out at all? Were they at any point a bit of a struggle?
I don't think it was a big problem for me. I managed it pretty well. Actually, I made my fastest lap at the last lap, so tires were pretty good.
Well, congratulations. I think this is probably your best result of the season.
Yes, thank you.
See, I'd love to get a interview with Durek, but it doesn't seem like here at the moment. Perhaps see if we can get him. Otherwise, I think we're gonna end the stream.
Yeah, in the stream and the season, which has been
That one as well.
brilliant for us, really. We obviously joined what? When did we join? Round 4, I believe. About there.
We joined at Imola. I remember that for a few reasons. So that would have been round 4, yeah?
Yeah, it's got a lot smoother since then, hasn't it? It's gone.
It has got a bit easier.
Yeah, we know what we're doing now, and we can see the timing screen. So I still can't thank Alexis enough for the timing. It's been brilliant now since having the working timing tower and all the cameras as well. It's been a brilliant season. We've had some great racing. I've really absolutely enjoyed this season's worth of racing that we've managed to catch. Obviously, Hutchison and Jansen running away with the wins most of this season, till of course the very last round here, but it has been some great racing as well, not just between those two, but everybody in the mid pack, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not sure what's the plans next with Assetto Corsa. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm sure they will announce a few things, as obviously the GT3 series is finished for the Christmas as well, and there's some announcements coming up to do with that, so do look at the Discord for Assetto Corsa, because I do think there should be some new information coming soon. Who ran out of fuel on the last lap? Kevin. You ran out of fuel on the last lap, Kevin did.
Just to advertise for some of our other series, we have the Formula 1 W12 series that run every Monday at 8, so it's about the same time as this one. And then we of course have our iRacing Rookie League that has had a bit of a winter break over the Christmas and New Year, but will be starting up this Sunday, I believe. So that is a series where we go race some free tracks and free cars. Right now we're racing the Radicals. So
does
that's
mean
another.
does that mean the Oval series is back, or am I not?
If it hasn't ended yet, it should be back then as well. And
I think
that's
it's got 2 more rounds left,
right?
I think.
Or is that Friday?
Friday nights, yeah. I think it has
Friday
2
night,
more
yeah.
rounds left. I can't confirm that, but I feel like it does, and I'm not sure if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but what I can confirm is that it's same time, same place here on Twitch.
Yes, definitely same time, same place. But thank you very much for watching the RSS Formula Supreme series. Hopefully we'll be back on Assetto Corsa. I'm not sure if we'll be back in the Formula Supreme or anything else, but if they do come back to Assetto Corsa on Thursday nights, I shall definitely be here.
And I will most likely be here too. There's a lot of great RSS content out there, so hopefully we'll find something out. But in the meanwhile, remember that you can of course follow us here on Twitch. We have an Instagram as well. At TikTok if you use that, and then of course our beloved Discord server should be a link down in the description for the stream. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to check us on our website. there should definitely be a link there. The website is antistallracing.com. So a lot of places to find more info about this community and some of the leagues we have. But I think that's going to be it. Oh. Just in the stream.